Incorporated.
Even for giant rivers like the Amazon, the journey to the sea is not always smooth or uninterrupted.
Viewers, I'm Ricky Dixon, here with the 8 mysteries of the world. Last week, we discovered the sudden disappearance of Mexican folk dancer Javier de Gracias. The week before that, we took on the popular issue, Is Salt Good For You? Our panel of professionals and vegans concluded that no, it's not. This week, we discover the disappearance of one of the most beloved games of all time. This week, we discover the disappearance of Jellycar.
Jellycar was originally released in February in 2008. It then got moved to the App Store in October of this year. The game was created by Tim Fitzrandolph. This isn't Tim's first hit game either. Fitzrandolph also created the popular game Where's My Water, to name but a few. In this game, you attempt to help an alligator named Al to get enough water to help him take a bath. The simplistic gameplay is present in this game as well as in Jellycar. The game was so successful that Jellycar 2 and Jellycar 3 were also made. In an interview done in 2011, Fitzrandolph said about Jellycar that, I was like, maybe I can try a physics system that would sort of create a custom car. Just experiment. When I got it working, I just did a lot of experiments with it, but I didn't really have an idea for a game. Except for making a little test for a car, create a little object to do the physics work. So I thought you might have a little object and you can make obstacles and get across gaps and stuff like that. This interesting statistic was when Jellycar was first released, it had a 98% approval rating of the players, according to the Google Play Store review archives. For Jellycar 2, Fitzrandolph and Disney decided to make a deal for this Jellycar game to make it available on Disney Mobile. Disney was one of Disney's new divisions. Oh, okay, that's the Disney. Oh, interesting point. As I'm reading this book, it appears that Jellycar is no longer available on the App Store, or it was completely wiped by Disney. It was interesting. I can't help but I can't fathom why they would do such a thing.
The Sandman, and I was fortunate enough to help design Jellycar 2. I was not able to help design Jellycar 1 because sadly I was still in high school. I made my decision to intern with Jellycar, and they were glad to accept me, and I was so happy to be accepted by them. It was during my senior year at Guantanamo High, and everyone was talking about Jellycar 1, and I was like, I have to get into this. And maybe not everyone was talking about it, but the cool kids were. Yeah.
Used to be a janitor in the Jellycar facilities. People there, a lot more loving and caring than the preschool I'm now janitor at in Queens. And I just wanted to shout out the Jellycar family real quick for making my time there very enjoyable.
You can see in that last clip with Ron the janitor, as well as the Randy the Sandman interview, these folks over at the Jellycar studios really seem to know what they're doing and had a care and compassion for their workers and co-workers. And I believe this is very essential for the work environment. Not sometimes even in the Schmidt Incorporated offices we don't get this sort of togetherness, cohesiveness, which is necessary. It seemed like a really great environment, and unfortunately, however, this environment could not stop disaster. So we'll explore how Disney destroyed this wonderful environment.
You want me to talk about the downfall of Jellycar? Where do I even begin? Well, I guess it all started during Jellycar 2. I had just graduated and Jellycar 2 was a great success, and the people around me were so happy. I was doing so well. I even got a girlfriend, and her name was Maggie Slies. My goodness, she was something else. I decided to go study at Shaw University to pursue a career that I very deeply loved. While I was away at college, Maggie kept me informed of what was happening at Jellycar HQ. She was a part-time security guard there, and she knew some of the employees. But sometimes she was a little too close. Now that I remember it, it was that Luis. He kept screwing around with my girlfriend.
Hey! Back on topic, you.
Okay, sorry, boss. Maggie had told me that the CEO, Mark Dunderville, decided to make Jellycar 3. I decided to go visit Jellycar over Christmas break and congratulate them for coming up with this new idea. The first person I saw was Tim Fitzrandolph right at the door. But I really wanted to go see my girlfriend, Maggie. To my great surprise, I found her screwing around with the janitor, Walter Maxwell. This event left me heartbroken, and I started throwing furious punches at Walter, until the other security guard, Jose, stepped in and stopped it. After this event, I was furious and decided to break up with my girlfriend, Maggie.
Wait a minute, mister. That has nothing to do with the question. Answer the question!
Are you kidding me? That's everything. Disney's a crook business. They took out Jellycar from the App Store in 2014, and it hasn't been up since. Alright, what kind of business would do that to their number one selling product and their best thing that they ever made? It's like taking Mona Lisa and throwing it in a fire. No one does that.
Jellycar is free. At this point in the interview, I realized that I had lost Randy, or at least all of his humanity. I was disgusted by his outbursts. Had Disney done this to him? But at the same time, I felt compassion towards him, and I could understand him in a way. Disney had taken away the dreams of millions of Americans and one of the best games that they had on their platform. But why? We asked Maggie to comment on the issue, but she declined. Jellycar was deleted off the App Store in 2014 by Disney. This move led to rage and outburst. However, some people are not educated on the topic of Jellycar, and I think, for the better of humankind, they better be. Think about it. First they take away your Jellycar, then they take away your human rights. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. Just keep that in mind next time you shop for a Disney game or a Disney product. They destroyed the dreams of millions of Americans. And they can still do that with their immense power and wealth. So, are you going to stop them, or are you just going to sit there and wait for the world to end?